Today is a beautiful day to be number 23. Not my age, of course. 23rd day with no social media. So that means I just have 7 left. Wow. When I try to think back of the things I've been able to surrender to and experience just by being present and making a conscious effort to be here now. It's like incredible. And you think 23 days, it's not that long, right? But when you're living it and you're looking back and reflecting of all the occurrences, it seems longer. And it's funny because my partner and I were talking about that the other day. We were talking to my older son, 14, about like all the experiences. Well, we were talking to each other and then he came in the living room. So he was therefore included now. But anyway, all these experiences that have happened in such a short amount of time. Because I don't know how y'all grew up, but my life, it had a lot of things packed in there, a lot of events, especially when I hit the teen years and was partying and stuff and going places. When I think back and I get flashes of memories, some of that stuff happened all in one year. Like the year 17, which that's my golden year, right? Because 17 on the 17th. So much happened. I was around so many different people, dealing with people. Even more than one relationship. That felt like a long time that you're dealing with these people. But it had to have only been a few months. It's really incredible the way that time works in this realm. Because it's not in the way that they've taught us to count it. Have you ever noticed how some days or some weeks, any of it, you'd be like, wow, that went by really fast. And sometimes it feels like it's dragging. You're like, it's only Thursday? Like, feels later in the week than that. But I don't know. I don't know why it does that. I've just been an observer of it. Not only my personal experience, but conversations with others. So getting the wisdom and the knowledge right there. Because that wisdom, that's when you go through some shit. And you learn by doing. That knowledge, oh, it's beautiful what you can learn from books, from shows, from podcasts, from songs, from watching other people and deciding that you do or don't want to be that way. Because I had a lot of firsthand experience with things, even repeating cycles over and over again till I learned the lesson. But there are some things that I didn't need to do myself. 2 older sisters doing heroin, I knew damn well that wasn't for me. I didn't want that life. And then it's funny, that same year, 17, I was with a friend's mom. My friend had moved to Pennsylvania, and so I went with her mom on the Greyhound to go up there. I didn't know her mom was hooked on heroin, but I know she had me waiting outside the bus station in New York City when we had to change buses. And I just sat out there waiting, mad people around, you know. Maybe had a cell phone, maybe not. I don't even remember. Probably at that point, because I got my first one at 15. But anyways, waited for her. She finally got the score. She took me in the bathroom with her to help her out. Help her with the belt on her arm. And she was so upset because it was empty. They played her. They took her money and gave her an empty pack. And I remember that weekend her being dope sick at my friend's house. Yep. Interesting things. But I didn't need to go through that myself to know that it wasn't for me. Because that's not how all information works. You could read something in a book and decide, I want to go try that. Because you want that firsthand experience from the knowledge that you gained. So go on and get your wisdom. But you need both. Not for every item, but you need both in your life to be balanced. There's too many people that are reading about things. You might get your certification or you might get your degree or whatever title comes with that knowledge. But you haven't lived or worked or struggled through shit. And we used to think back in the day that was those plaques on the wall. We used to think those were the things of value that made them higher than us. They were an authority to us because they know better. We got to listen to them. Well, thank you, Source, for Age of Aquarius rolling on through, because we don't need to look at the outside anymore to have the answers. Now we're coming into the awareness. And if you're not there yet, it's going to happen, because we can't stop the planetary changes and the shifts that are happening. I mean, maybe you'll stay in this timeline and we'll split if you decide not to, because you have your free will, but we are our own fucking guru. We're connected to Source because we're a fractal of there. So you think that they're going to leave you high and dry? You can't tune in for answers? Not begging for help. Please, oh, it's the worst thing. No. Nobody told you to fucking beg. You manifest. You tune in. You tap in. Right here. There's ways to do it. You might be confused at what I'm talking about right now, or you might know I'm right on point. Depends your perspective and your experience and the wisdom that you have from the work that you've put in, from the struggles that you've overcame. Maybe from something you read or heard, right? Either way, we have the answers in us. But we've gotten so out of tune, out of touch, and don't know who to listen to. And your mind is steering you wrong, got you confused, guessing back and forth, because that's not where the real answers are. Our bodies are very intelligent. So, just stop looking outside all the time for all the answers. People can guide. They can ask you questions so that you can dig inside yourself. That's what a good coach does. Because although I have some ideas that might work, only you know the real answers, because you have all of the knowledge and the wisdom from what you've been through. You know the true answer, and you couldn't ever really share all of that with someone. So please have faith in yourself and trust yourself. And yes, allow support. But it's not an outside source that has all the answers for you. Just remember that. I love you. And I'm excited to come back. And I'm excited to observe my own behavior of, am I going to act up? Am I going to be on that bitch too much? I don't think so. But we'll see. I miss y'all.